Hello, and welcome to Stop Now, a social experiment enterprise where we stop, listen, and share. Welcome back, everyone, for another week of our talk show. We are so glad that you made time to join us. I, of course, am Nate, one of your hosts, one of the team members here. But I can't do it alone. I'm not a one-man band. I'm not a one-man show. It takes a village to make a talk show. And so let me introduce the rest of the team this week. Of course, we have the man of the hour, the gentleman that's been working on our experiment lab. And I'm so glad to have him back again this week. Amer is with us. Amer, how are you?
Nate,
Yeah,
I'm
hi
going to
Nate.
jump
Very
in
good.
first before Amar because this week you are
Okay.
going to be the guest.
Okay, JK. Okay.
Yes,
You can
yes.
go on.
JK has the power to switch things up this week. So JK, I guess I should ask you, how are you this week?
Because I am the Superman, right?
Yes, you are the superhero. We learned that last week.
Again, I missed that joke, right? I don't wear panties on top of my pants.
It's too cold for that now. It's October.
Uh, all right. So sorry for that untimely joke. Again, Amar, go ahead. You are the guest. Welcome to our show. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. Hope you are also good. Yeah, we are again meet today, and no guest. Yes, a special guest also today. There is no guest. So let's go on and discuss about our daily activities, what we are doing. Right.
Again,
Yeah.
this is like for Nate. The challenge is for the Nate, and he's a radio broadcaster, and he knows well, and he is the host of this talk show, and he has to decide like what he has to talk without any content and without any guest, how he is going to run for the next half an hour.
Yeah. So we just turned the tables around, and Amer is our guest this week, JK. And so it you think you've got me with a challenge, but I will rise to the challenge this week, my friend, because I do have a lot of questions for Amer. You know, since Amer has joined us here at Stop Now, and he's been doing the experiment lab with you, JK. So I do have a lot of questions. So Amer, I guess the first thing I would ask you is, how has your experience been since you joined the team, since you've been doing the experiments with JK? How's your experience been here at Stop Now?
Okay, this is going to
Yeah.
be tough. You're not going to ask that, and it's going to be a horrible answer, right? He's not going to give any answer. Already giving me a tough time, man. Come on. So don't talk about his experience and who cares? I don't care.
You don't care?
So don't.
Okay, then better you can share your experience, JK.
Not really, right? Again, right? So we we are not going to talk about our experience. It's not about experience. What we do, we know that, right? It's painful, and every day, like we are just. I really don't
Right,
know
right.
how we are even going to promote the channel, right?
Hmm.
We are having tough time on the daily uh, show with JK, and I find it very hard, right? I told you, Nate, right? Even in the beginning, so I'm going to give up easily on things, but surprisingly, I changed a lot. It looks like I have been on this journey for more than 2 years.
Hmm.
Even for me, it's a learning curve. That is how I see. And again, Amar, I don't expect him like to magically turn around things and be a different person. And he doesn't want like to do the show, right? It's just like a job, right? I don't want to make any friends. I do my job, what I'm asked to do, and I get paid and I move on. So that is what like experience in the sense. In terms of again, not to cut short Amar, again, go ahead, Amar. If you feel that like you have good experience or bad experience to share, go ahead and share that.
Yeah, of course. I think I am joining with you since 10 months, like that. Yeah, of course, and we are doing so many people's come and uh, go, and by this time we're getting lots of expert team members. Also, our team is now a strong position, I think, and we are doing good and working hard. And from my experience, yes, I know that you also know all people of as we are doing daily talk show, daily experiment lab meetup. So our audience also know that how tricky you are doing, and uh, from our experience, I can share that uh, so many things is happening from the big companies and between the job seeker also, because some job seeker who are in the marketplace, they are getting using one profile, they are getting 2 3 or more than uh, jobs, and they are handling, and the discrimination is here. Sometimes we get some job description there, there is written that no H1B candidate can apply to this job, and sometimes, not sometimes, most of times, we're getting from the recruiter side to share our I mean personal details like green card, visa card, or DL card, state ID card, like that. So this is happening, as you shared with me, that those kinds of documents they cannot ask anyone to provide, but still they are doing the same. And from my experience, I can easily say it's a really hard uh, part with the companies, because the billion dollar companies like Cognizant, TCS, Gainwell, uh, with different bank also, they are doing a wrong system by hiring their people. They are using a wrong system actually to hiring people to their companies. Yeah, it's a good experience, and still I am doing the experiment and getting lots of experience, and I will share, of course. Yeah, that's it from my side.
I see. I appreciate that, Amir. I think the real question, though, that the viewers want to know is what is it like working with JK? That's what they really want to know with this superhero that we learned about
Yes,
last
of
week.
course. Yeah, I shared with you before the last episode. Really, he's a Superman because he's handling lots of work at a time. He can easily do it, easily handle it. He can.
Again, not to boost myself, right? Amar literally doesn't want to say like he's an a-hole. I can't work with him because I do a lot of things at the same time, and I expect everyone like to catch up with this, and also basically, right, I am turning into kind of, I'm not saying like I'm a Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. My expectations are high and I keep a high standard, and I want, as you mentioned, Nate, right? So you will rise above for the occasion, right? So no matter what the challenges, I'll accept that and I'll do that, right? So that kind of uh, thing I expect, and I know that like I do have flaws, and I need to give some space and time for others to grow and not pressurize them all the time. But that's what, like, when you try to be a boss and you try to get things done, then you just have to be hard on some time. So I don't know whether I'm doing that in the right way or not. And I'm not getting any kind of criticism or bad feedback from the team. So just like how Amar and others are saying, like, I'm super excited all the time, and I kind of push them, and probably that might have made them to look like I'm a superhero or something, like, but that's not the case, right? So what I am trying to say here is we have a lot to talk again. So as Amar mentioned, from my side, right, we again repeat this, I'm sharing this news article. Recently, I read this. So big companies, right? Cognizant, TCS, Infosys, and Wipro, all these things, right? So it's not just us who's targeting it, but this is a news article. So the biggest employers in India, and they are intend to hire 1 million additional employees this year.
Hmm.
So because of the attrition rate, and even some of the team members like who work in these companies, they mentioned that, right? It's very hard like to retain the talent, and we have come across, right? Amar has this experience now. He is surprised how is this happening, and billion-dollar companies are forcing other smaller companies, contracting them and asking them to ask all these personal details even before offering the job. And those illegal violations are happening. And to make this show today for you to ask more questions, Nate, we have an interesting story to tell. I think Amar missed that part, right? Being the Spider-Man, Peter Parker, as a superhero, he forgot that. He put an effort, and our team met, like, gave the interview, and we got an offer for Peter. Can you believe that? Like, for Peter, we have an offer through
Right.
TCS on PNC Bank. Now, how do we do a background? You tell me, Nate.
Yeah, so you tell them to read a comic book. Like that's my background. I was bitten by a spider. I went to high school. It's still,
I have a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend. It's still funny to me, JK, that like how easy it is for us with the experiment to get these interviews, and it goes back to what we've talked about before, like the numbers game. Like it's just how many people can we put in this recruiting pipeline so that we can get paid. And it doesn't matter if their information checks out. It doesn't matter what their visa status is. It doesn't matter if what we're doing is right or wrong. We as the recruiters, we as the big company just want more people coming through the pipeline.
Right.
Absolutely right. So how do I make money? That's all
Yes.
I care for. And the funny thing that happened, a new guy who joined our team, you met him last week, right? Again, you have been given a challenge to say his name. Do you remember?
Give me a hint. Give me a hint.
If you can, and it comes with a car.
Ithakar. What was Ithakar's last name?
Iftikhar Hussain Chaudhary. Yes.
Yes.
His full name.
Iftikhar Hussain, right? So
Iftikhar Hussain.
So he gave an interview on your behalf. So let me play that.
Okay. How did Iftikhar do?
And it's all like your. Okay, just I played the intro again, and this was like part of a upload that we are going to do for member only exclusive content. So just to make it clear for audience as well, again, Nate, our channel has grown now to an extent that we can make content exclusively for members, those who sign up with the promotion offer right now. On a monthly discount of $1, they can watch some exclusive content only for members.
Okay. And that's available on YouTube.
Yes, that's available on YouTube. Yes. Hey, do you go by Pete or Peter? How are you? Doing good. Hi, teacher. Hey, hi. So, yeah, you can probably get on the video. Sure. So
Doug is already on the video. If you want to see my video, I can do it. Yeah, and Nicole is on the video, so I think there should be any. No, it's not an issue. I'm just saying, let's everyone come on video. It should not be a mandate. Okay, it should be a mandate for the candidate, for the hiring person. It should not be a mandate. Okay, the reason being that there's a lot of proxies that happen. There's a lot of people who take the unfair route for the interview. So it should not be a mandate for Doug or Nicole or me. Yeah. So let's get started. Hi Nicole. Hi Doug. So they are the senior scrum masters for our client. I'm TCS engagement manager, and I work with them and for the PNC, which is the client and client PNC bank for the requirements in that.
So I'm sorry, like this was Peter. I got it confused, right? So this is just to clarify on that. We played this in even the Daily Show. That is like what happened, Nate, is you tell us whether this is fair or not. So you can see like literally the TCS engagement manager who came on camera as well, he refused to do so, but he was asking us to turn on the camera to find who the Peter is. And nowadays what they start doing it is like they are starting to take a screenshot of it. And even in this, right, just before, like I showed you, like this was a selected interview. He gave his best, our teammate, and this interview has given him the job offer. And the others, right, again, US citizens and the end client, right, the PNC bank, like those two gentlemen and the lady, like they turned on their cameras. So we have this cultural issue here, right? They know that like it's not appropriate for the Americans don't ask this, right? So they turn their camera on, show their face, right, and then they ask the other person to turn on. That is the fair play. But the other guy, like he was saying that like, no, I don't have to turn on my camera. And even in the initial screening, a lady did that, right? An Indian lady, like she did the same thing. She mentioned that like, no, there is a security thing, like we cannot turn on our camera, but you have to turn on because you are seeking a job and you have to show your face. That's exactly what this guy was also saying that. But anyway, like we are the daredevils, we don't fear for it. Like, so we said like, okay, what you can do, like take a screenshot, what you will do, you don't know, like Peter is a made up thing, right? So we went ahead and we did the interview and we got the offer. And I don't know what we are going to do. Like further more fraud, I'm not involved in it. That's the story. And in terms of your profile, right? So let me play that. Like that was also a funny thing happened. You be the judge of it because it's your profile.
Let's see if I did better than Peter Parker.
Can you hear me? Yes, this shut it on. Just a moment. Yes, I can.
Can see like how panicked he was. Like he was not even going to look at the camera. He was switching between the resume and the question and answers he prepared for the interview.
Forgive me, I'm still in the car transitioning to my next location. So, how you doing today? My name is Andre. Wanted to give you a quick, someone give you a heads up on how things are going to go within the interview and make sure that we're aligned on what the expectations are, etc. We are part of the risk management information security project management team, and what we do is
obtain issues at the beginning of the process, socialize those issues, make sure everyone's clear, determine a remediation action plan for those issues, move them into projects, and lead project management execution of those projects. So that's what the role is we're looking for strong PMs with strong communication skills, and strong project management skills, and the ability to drive things from the beginning of understanding what the issue is to the closure of that issue. And so what you'll see within this conversation is we'll be asking some targeted questions to assess your skill level to do that. But I wanted to give you some background on what that, what we do, so you can understand how you should tailor your questions. I'll pause for a second and see if the team has anything else to add.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Awesome. So what we'll do is give you the floor and give us a little information about who you are and what you bring to the table.
Can you hear us, Nate?
Oh yeah, I can hear it. Please go ahead.
So now Andre was just giving you the floor, saying, just give us a little bit of your background.
All right. This is Nate. I'm a Scrum Master certified, and I've been working as a project manager. I have more than 14 years of experience in this field. Currently, I'm working with Spectrum as a project manager, wherein I've interacted with QA to refine the user stories and assist with the repeat user feedback on team and using outside and deployment methodology. So the thing that the Scrum Master to identify the implement best practice and improvements to the product development process. Prior to that, I was working with Anthem Richmond as a product manager. And but the journey started since 2008 year end. You guys want to leave with questions, and I'll finish off with ours. Please. I was just transitioning the questions to the team, and I'll finish it off with some hard questions. You're on mute, Diane.
You're on mute, Diane.
Denise, it seems like you have a lot of experience facilitating Scrum meetings. Exactly what was your role? Can you describe that further?
What do you, describe about what? Scrum?
What was your role in the Scrum meetings? Did you facilitate them? Were you a team member? And what was your role?
In Spectrum, you're talking about?
Yes, your most recent experience.
All right. In aspect of Spectrum, I'm facilitating as a Scrum for offshore teams and post the team on benefit of Scrum to ensure about it that it's smooth adoption and transition for waterfall to Agile and
What do you have to say to this, Nate?
First of all, it was like I was looking and listening into a mirror. It was a good job by Ithakar. But I think it always surprises me how these interviews go, JK, with these recruiters and with these corporations and the incline and everything. It surprises me how these interviews kind of work out. And so for that one, I thought Was that the first time he'd done an interview?
Yes, on your profile.
Yes.
I mean,
thought
you,
for the
you
first
have to be
time.
honest. You have to be honest on that, right? So I cut short him, right? He was not able to
Yes.
give it with confidence. I don't know, he was scared or not. He agreed to it. He took up the
Yes.
challenge. But the minute he turned on the camera and he saw your people, right? So basically, I don't be racist here. The entire gang was like, I don't know. It turned out like all those people, they are looking for someone, Nate, over there.
Mhm.
So looking at him, they are shocked, and he panicked and he couldn't even say sentence properly. So I was typing in the chat like say this, and he was not even able to understand.
That's what I was gonna say. It sounded like because when they asked him what his role in the scrum was, it sounded like he was buying time and somebody was sending him an answer. I was like, I wonder if JK is sending him an answer.
So I could have asked him to lip sync, and I should have. I thought like, because it's not going anywhere, so I got like really mad at the time. I said like, okay, please drop off from the call. You don't have to. We'll give an excuse. Power went off. Network got disconnected.
Yes, got disconnected.
Yeah, please reschedule. We'll say that, and that's how like horrible it was like in the beginning. And I asked him to drop off, and he dropped off. And definitely, right. So that is what like the challenge is like for people who do this investigation and sting operation. It's not that easy, right? It's tough,
right?
And being usual. Amar is playing Amar, right? So if it is his own thing, he can make it up or say something.
Right.
Even if it is rubbish, like you will get that confidence that it is me. And for him, because you also met him just a week before, so he panicked. Okay, his mind was fully occupied with Nate. How am I going to look like Nate, and how am I going to talk like Nate?
Yeah, it's like two, because it's two levels. Not only does he have to be Nate, but he has to be Nate pretending to be this person with the resume.
Exactly.
So it's like two levels of acting that he has to put on for this operation.
Yes, multi-level. So I told him like you can take a back seat, prepare for it, get trained, and have that confidence. Let's do some mock interviews with you, with our team, and then like we'll prepare you and put you on the field, because getting you on the field and messing up, because it pisses off others, right? Others, Amar and other team members who are trying hard every day to talk to the recruiters and get the interview slot. That is tough, right? Even this one, what happened is like after we dropped off, they started messaging us, like saying that like what happened, and the recruiter immediately start calling us. We told the same story. Power went off, network issue. I'll try to. Then they said like, no, the interviewers are ready to wait for. Try to join as soon as possible. Even after half an hour, like they were waiting for Nate to arrive. So finally, we decided like, okay, this is not going to work.
Right.
After a day, the recruiter came back saying that like what happened, and I explained the entire story. And then they said like we'll get back in the next week. We'll try to ask the client to reschedule it if it's possible. So they are desperate. They want Nate. They want Nate Milton.
Everybody does. Everybody does, Amar.
That's true.
That's a fun that like we are trying to do here.
Yeah. And I think yes, like I would put Issachar back in the training, because I think he can get it. It's just a matter of when it's one thing to practice it, and it's another thing, like you said, JK, when the cameras come on and everybody's looking at you. And it's like, oh, I have to be this person now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I could tell he sounded a little nervous.
I don't know, but that's related to human psychology or something. Like I even shared in our daily show, we were talking about it. And there was a case like where a person, I think he is in Ireland or some European country. Uh, he worked for a US based company, Florida based, and they were I think probably in the IT field or in the customer support or something. He was working online, and they were supposed to have their camera on for 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours of the working period. And the computer will have a software to monitor them, their mouse activity, and all those things, it seems. So he refused to turn on his camera all the time, and they fired him like during the training period itself, it seems. So he filed a complaint and filed a case, and I think European Commission Court ordered the US company to pay $75,000 or something like a
Oh
compensation.
wow.
That was a story. Like, so it's something like that, right? I don't know. We just have to check with our legal expert what is the thing, like, because even in our investigation and experiment, we come across time and again everybody nowadays, like, they want us like to turn on the camera. And the human psychology is like, as you said, right? The minute you turn on the camera, you face somebody else, you don't have that natural flow of talk that you wanted to say.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens. For me, it's safer bet. I started talking more, right? Honestly, because of the mask, and I have been provided that comfort, saying that like you are protected, you are a protected individual, you are a whistleblower, so you hide yourself and have the free talk. Maybe that may be the reason I am enjoying this and doing with confidence. But for others, it's kind of a real challenge. So it's
Yeah. Well, I know, like, even from me, you know, with some of the work I've done, JK, like when I'm doing something on the radio versus when I'm doing something on TV, a lot of times the radio is easier just because you don't have to worry about, you know, how you look or you know, are you saying the right thing while also looking the right way on camera?
absolutely, yeah. No, that's one thing we wanted to say. Like, again, as I mentioned, Nate, I'm just sharing to our audience as well. Similar to it, so we uploaded our promo experiment lab, the daily show. This is promoting myself. I'm trying to boost my channel as well. So similar to that, like for Stop Now, this content only will be available for members who join us as a member, and we always provide the best possible solution for everyone to join as a member. It's just $1 per month. We are promoting this offer, and it is going to go up, right? Once we have more interesting and exciting and investigative pieces, only those full-fledged interview content will be available only for members, so that we can avoid YouTube being kind of a pain in the wrong place. Because they are putting a strike on removing the daily show content every time. Like I get surprised, like when I share something on the live projects and other things, they just remove it, saying that like we have violated the what do you call, Amar, the policy of cyberbullying or harassment. I don't know how that falls under that category, because we clearly mentioned it over and over that this is an investigative piece and we are exposing the corruption and fraud. And we basically put ourselves at risk, saying that this is the fraud that everybody is committing. And so we are playing that role and we are doing this. But still, the minute we show any Citibank or Bank of America or Cognizant email or any company emails that we show up on the screen, they just immediately take us down in that. So it looks like even Google, YouTube, as a corporate, right? It's a big corporate. They are also part of this. So they are tracking it down. And that is also another news that we came to know, that many YouTubers who create being a creator in YouTube channel, their channels are being terminated as such, right? Once they become monetized and they start making their livelihood based on a full-timer as a YouTuber, their channels are also being targeted and they terminated like for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough to work with, even with Google. That's also a corporate, and we are attacking them in their own platform. That's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting because like YouTube is such a valuable platform, such a valuable tool. You know, you mentioned the Daily Show, you mentioned the subscription, which I think is a great value for the viewers out there if they want to learn more about what we're doing here with the experiment. You know, we had the other channel where it was who were our guests from a couple weeks ago that I really liked. Uh, Now I'm blanking because I'm getting older and my memory is not as good as it used to be. Was it Yuchi?
Yeah, beta and yes.
Yes. Yeah, like they were so great when we talked to them, and so YouTube is a great place where you can kind of share ideas and talk about what's going on in the real world, JK. But it's also like everything else, like Google, like Microsoft, like all these other companies. It's a business, and they're going to protect their business interests. And so it's like, how do you tell the people what's really going on, and avoid getting kicked off of the platform because YouTube at the end of the day wants to protect its investment?
Yeah, absolutely right. Again, we don't know how we will react, right? So when somebody attacks us, like, and that I cannot predict, because the problem here is when they grow so big, right? It's tough for them like to manage. So that's why like they put in some policies and team, and YouTube as a team which monitors these kind of uh, violation and other thing. And those individual teams make those decisions. It's not always like you can blame the entire organization or the entire country altogether. And sometimes they listen, they give us the opportunity to uh, get back that removed video, or even some of the content, like they agree to it, like after disputing it, like manually they do the review. Some of it like by automation, like they just simply put it as a no go, where you cannot profit from that, like its ad suitability is not there. And it again, that's why like they come up with so much of policy violation. It's like going with the legal jargon, right? So it's so tough, like when you don't know the law and you are being accused of something, like you are really screwed up, like unless you have a good lawyer to defend and protect you. Nobody reads the fine print, right? Similar to that, like
Nope.
what is happening. A whole lot of policies and lists are there, like which nobody actually cares about it. I want to do what I want to do, right? So that's what it
Like
is.
we all have phones, JK, and it's like every app asks you to agree to a page long explanation and nobody reads it. We just click OK because we want the app.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. That's right. Again, let's wrap up this week with this.
I feel like we've shortchanged our guest, our special guest, Amer JK. He took time out of his schedule. He flew in to be our guest this week. Amer, is there anything you have to say this week, sir?
We are we are working hard at Check It All. Yes, we should continue the experiment. To audience. Yeah, that's it from me. Nice to see everyone.
Again, thank you so much, Amar. We just made you a puppet and made you to sit there. We sidelined you and we took over as usual. And no offense to you, like we are not making fun of you. Again, it's a pleasure to work with you. With a good note, I wanted to end today that we are relaunching our site with exciting content and also online store, merchandise
Okay.
products, all those things. Company has taken over and providing us a very good opportunity to work with them as well. So that's coming up. This is our new site that is going to be launched. So we will talk about it on another week. Back to you, Nate.
I was gonna say that looks great. And again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sign up for the exclusive content. Only $1, as JK mentioned. And also, if you want to volunteer to join the team, reach out to us, and we can have a conversation about that. If you want to join the team, if you want to be a part of what is going on here at Stop Now. But yeah, I just wanted to say another fun show, JK, as we're winding down to the holiday season and then the end of the year. Like, we've only got about 9 weeks left in this year, so I'm excited for the rest of 2022, and then what happens next year. We'll find out when we get there, JK.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You reminded me that like holiday season is coming and year is coming, and we have a lot of work to do and prepare for that. All right, so we'll do that. And thank you again to Nate and Amar, to all the viewers. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.